saw at the beginning of Azubu Frost playing defensively, kind of scouting out all the initial engagements, whereas CLG is more, they might be going for something a little bit more crazy. You can see them actually grouped up here at the bottom half of the map. They might go for something right now.
Words have been being placed down. They're starting to move closer. Chowster put that one right over the edge, so they would have vision of anybody waiting to stop the golem push there. Blue team can grab those golems and surprise level 2 in lane and become very aggressive. Now they're denying out the jungler here somewhat. They're hiding in the camps, making sure not to move too fast. You can see them all staying pretty much, if you will, at a line of scrimmage. They're not going one by one by one. Power in numbers here.
Oh man, they just got spotted on that jungle invade. They tried to get around that brush and not get seen, but they got pinged out, so Woong knows exactly where CLG are. There's a ton of ward coverage for Counter Logic Gaming. You can kind of see they've got that tri-brush warded and 2 of those spots around the lizard buff. They've run a single teleport, so Voyboy might come through and try to jack something in the jungle. They are actually still waiting around, looking for something a little bit cheeky. We'll see if they can get some kind of kills out of nowhere.
Cass returning back to the jungle to grab, or help rather with Blue and get a pull on that. Looks like Counter Logic will stay here. Woong coming up, still knows they're there. You can see how cautious he was about that. Did not just run to start firing off on them. And they're going to push down the first wave. This is going to deny so much experience. Now, Doublelift isn't grabbing this as well, but all of those minions are just going to start going into the turret. And Woong actually may be able to grab this. That timing seems a little bit off.
Well, they're going to force Misfortune to defend at her turret, but they're going to immediately go for more pressure. All that ward coverage means they get to go for a 3v1 at Lizard. If Azubu Frost wants to stop them, they give up a full minion wave worth of golden experience. They don't want to do that. Meanwhile, they've sent Voyboy down to clear out the jungle, get level 2, grab a golem buff, and then teleport up top for a 1v1 with a buff advantage. This is a really, really good opening for CLG.
Oh, Woong getting hit up quite hard here, and he is going to be pushed out of that for a second. Now, Freak, if to look into our little bit of a featured matchup for this is going to be Chowster and Madlife in the bottom, just a battle of the strategies.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting overall. Chowster, that main theory captain for the team, really setting up a lot of these strats. You know he had a hand in what just happened right here with those buff steals, and that's a big deal. On the other side of it, you've got Madlife, who's a great support player, but if you heard Doublelift earlier, he said their bot lane is easy mode.
Oh, we do see Cloud Templar getting poked out, and this is a very big detrimental effect for Maokai if he is in the jungle, and he is getting hurt. The Ignite goes down. Big Fat LP, first blood.
And that is the kind of opening that CLG wanted. Making a lot of moves, and actually Voyboy, again in fights with Shy, and with the extra experience advantage, that's going to be a really, really good lane for him.
That blue buff is going to help out so much. Just throw down the reckless swing. The true damage cannot be stopped by that Jax dodge, and he's just going to be able to push him back to his turret. Mundo waiting off the wing. They're giving him pings, saying this would be a great time for a counterattack if we could really put it on. However, we are seeing Cloud Templar coming back in a little bit slow. Voyboy taking a loss in the damage straight here, and he puts himself on the wrong side. A little extra damage he did not want there. Hotshot GG coming around the back. Shy doesn't have much to jump to here. There may be another kill. The undertow thrown just short, but he picks it up again. He misses the undertow, but it's all at the Hotshot. All by himself with a quick assist to Voyboy.
That's when you get when you combine crowd control with more crowd control. Voyboy on that Olaf, landing undertow just enough to slow his opponent down. Shy, finding that rare aggression, actually got kind of burned for it. He went in there, went for that fight onto Voyboy, using the Counter-Strike cooldown in order to deal more damage, and it simply got burned in the end. Hotshot came up. There was no ward coverage. He had no way of knowing the jungler was about to show up. A great game, great foresight there by Hotshot. That's a really, still, again, a great opening for CLG.
Bottom lane getting pushed out. You can see both teams are a little bit hurt. The AD carries more healthy than the supports, and as we said before, the supports can win the lane better than just the AD carries right-clicking each other, and that's really our featured matchup. Chowster and Madlife. We'll see what they can provide to this game in that bottom lane action. 5 minutes into the game, 2-0 in favor of CLG, so it looks like they have overcome that early aggression.
And this is going to be, I think this pace needs to be kept here by Counter Logic, that they have to realize they are against a brutal late-game team composition. Karthus and Jax especially will scale so much harder than Olaf and Cassiopeia will. Those lanes will become worse and worse for CLG as the game goes on. So they need to keep that pressure going. They need to keep picking up those kills and keep putting on the damage.
Wow, a first shot, at least 500 HP taken off of Doublelift there, and that's the poke from Sona. It may not be a super aggressive kill lane, but they are going to get that poke damage in. Shy trying to win the damage trade here as they both chug down the potions, and it looks like they just returned to farming after a quick battle out.
Yeah, they're really cool down base, both these champions. before they get any major items, they're mostly about just doing damage
Big
to
Fat
abilities.
in mid, the exhaust is down, and he does go. The transfer over from the blue buff going to Rapid Star. Very good aggression there. You know, Cloud Templar needs to make things happen for himself because of that early misgank, or invade rather, but they did it well there.
That was absolutely correct. Those junglers, really, the emphasis for these games, those first kills, all of them, actually every single kill so far has come from the hands of the junglers showing up.
Boy again, but he's in front of his turret here, trying to drag Shy into the turret. Shy kind of jumping out of position with his name. Usually that's his play, but right now he feels very confident in this tournament. Azubu has played very strong, now 2-0, and Shy has really upped his game. We saw it last game with Zinch, now with Jax against that very good Boy Olaf.
And we're seeing just constant pressure, actually, all these lanes really getting into fights all the time. These junglers are going to be highly stressed, and they're going to have to keep roaming around the map, getting to these fights in time. When every lane is aggressing, you never know where to go. And especially as they get closer to level 6, there's going to be even more burst available. Right now, that Karthus is 6. There's an advantage on the map for Azubu Frost. They can set something up for Karthus to pick up a kill with Requiem.
Chauster doing as much damage as he can, every chance that he can. You can see Madlife just trying to get power chords in and then move out of the fight, having enough mana to sustain. The buckshot will push. His double lift returns to buy. Looks like he has about 962 gold, so he'll definitely get some Dorans under his belt there too, in fact. And he will return to lane much stronger. Now, if we don't see, yes, they're going back now, Wound, that lane would become very difficult, especially if they weren't there with the minions. So doing this and timing it very well with the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's really smart. When you're ever in a lane against an opponent, you've got to realize that picking up a kill or picking up a bunch of minions doesn't mean anything until you spend that gold. I've seen so many times where a player will pick up first blood, then stay in lane with no potions, and end up losing the lane again because their opponent came back with full health, mana, cooldowns, and like an extra cloth armor. You know, these players are constantly aware of the fact that when their opponents go back to base, they're going to show back up with more items. And you, on your own side, have to make sure that you don't get spurned by that and start losing out in items, basically, because they bought and you didn't.
So usually you see Olaf go for either, you know, Undertow or Reckless Swing, but he has put 2 now in Undertow and 2 in Reckless Swing. Is he just looking for consistent damage?
He's basically trying to hedge his bets and make sure everything's going to be pretty strong. Both his abilities get a lot more efficient as points go in. The 1 point in Vicious Strikes just kind of makes sure he has some health sustain with that lifesteal there, and that's going to be really useful. But splitting the points is actually really smart. It gives him a mix of wave clearing and trade damage that's just going to work out overall in that lane.
Looks like we have Hot Sheet GG milling down to the jungle already with an 8-minute Oracles on himself. CLG always getting that very fast map control to help them in the early part of the game so they can find the late somewhat. And Boy backing off here. Nope, throwing a little bit more aggression down as the potions continue to go out. Hotshot still in that bottom lane as they mill about. He hits Madlife for the cleaver. There's going to be some damage. The force flash there. Very nice and pure shots on to Hotshot. He can't get the heals on. He may go down from this, but it looks like he's going to make it out. The ultimate goes off, and they're all just out of range. Cloud Templar taking a turret shot, and he's just a little too late on the game. Great aggression for Azubu Frost, though.
Just a phenomenal fight, but Big Fat's not in a good place in the mid lane. Rapid Star and Shy trying to jump onto him.
So much aggression in every lane right now. They do get the jump onto him. Petrifying Gaze goes to Karthus, and he jumps over the wall, but he gets double flashed on. Big Fat LP will surely go down in the fight. The ping's still going down bottom lane. Madlife absolutely obliterated. He goes down as Sona. Boy on the chase, but with very low mana, getting himself in quite a sticky situation. Cloud Templar will not go down, and now it's Jax, the duelist, to clean up the fight. Shy coming in and doing exactly the opposite. Will he have enough for another leap? The blue buff for the cooldown, and he gets polymorphed right before the turret. Looks like they will still aggress here, Freak. Rapid Star is coming in. Can the Wall of Pain go down? The flashes are down. Jumps in. Double lift will fall, and Lulu goes down as well. They pick up overall 4 kills.
What a great turn of events there. Rapid Star, you normally don't see it on Karthus. If you look at Froggen, for example, he'll sit in lane and farm raids and be like, yeah, you get Requiem, and then go back to farming some more. Rapid Star here, again, living up to his name, making these plays. Those last 2 kills were a result of him showing up and getting that wall down.
Oh, man, they're going to go hard for this streak. That is the Oracles, and that is the Oracles down. 8 minutes into the game. Hotshot with no gold generation item.
That is a scary situation. Getting an early Oracles like that is a bit of a gambit. You're trying to rely on that ward sweeping to set up ganks for you, and Hotshot was moving around into these fights. He was very present for the last few minutes. But the problem was that they ran out of steam, everyone dropped off the map, and they didn't have any ward coverage anymore. He walked into 4 champions out of nowhere.
Now slowing them down a little bit with that fight. Hotshot always saying that he doesn't pay enough attention and focus to his camps. Now he's only 9 behind right now, and his lane presence is very good. Losing that Oracle will definitely set him back. 6-3 now as Azubu Frost completely turns the tide of this game, being down 2-1, and now it is 13,700 gold to 12,400. They have a lead in every aspect right now, and they're looking to hold this. Dragon just being grabbed as we saw Hotshot GG go down in the attempt to smite it out, but Azubu Frost is really controlling the map right now.
And ultimately, they've not capitalized these kills on any major objectives. Even though Hotshot did go down, he bought enough time with the rest of his team showing up that Dragon had to be aborted there. They've gotten no turrets as well off of this, so even though you're seeing a 3-kill lead and a couple of minions here and there on the advantage, it's still only a 1,000 gold difference.
Crescendo just reaching at max range, and the Global Requiem going to go down. Great kill and assistance from all the team of Azubu Frost.
And that's just the corner of Crescendo, just landing onto double his little shin right there and making that fight happen. Requiem the gank from the as well. That is teamwork right there, just making these fights happen over and over again.
Jax going for that tank sustain build to try for his first. It's going to help him. Petrifying Gaze goes off. The wall of fame did hit. Karthus could retrade the damage here. Standing right in Defile. Big Fat has to separate himself from Karthus here. He does a great job. But Cloud Templar just on the outside. But again, aggression top lane. Shy, not even looking behind his shoulder. Oh, Hotshot gets out. The help is there. They wake it back and forth. Oh my God! Big Fat makes it out alive. Amazing play from Shy.
That counter-strike just came back in time. Hotshot landed the cleaver, tried to walk back in. He knew his health bar was super low, and he just didn't estimate that counter-strike to get up just that second. Damage there, the dodge keeps him alive. Oh, wow, that was a second away from a double kill versus a death.
We got to change his name to Not So Shy. This is absolutely ridiculous. Coming into this tournament, all of our notes just say he's very laid back. We're actually going to see a replay of this and just show you how wrong that really is.
Yeah, we had 2 fights at the same time as well, that top fight and that mid. Let's see exactly what went down. Replay starts off, Mundo jumps in there, getting kind of chased away, but look at that slow, the undertow so perfect right there, and he starts belting out damage, but watch, Hotshot walks back in, and he wasn't ready for it. The dodging is too good, the counterattack damage really, really high. Just excellent, excellent play by Shy.
And he is just totally vamping up on these items now, and he actually got himself 2 wards. He knows he's happy in lane. He just said, I took down Olaf and Mundo by myself. These 2 wards are going to keep me in lane forever. And we can just see how much control Azubu Frost has over everything right now. A good attack there, gives them blue buff still. They're going for the attacks on a Hotshot, but not enough from double up. And they just control the map. CLG can't even enter their own jungle.
The good thing was, though, they at least did get that golem up. Right. Really, really good coordination there. As the poison was down, Hotshot smote right before that poison ticked and still gave Big Fat the blue buff. Now, yes, they were forced out of lane, and even though you don't need a kill to do it, forcing your opponents off the map will give you enough map to be able to take things like Dragon or like a turret. You can see they've got 1 of each now, Azubu Frost, so they've finally started to capitalize these kills into objectives that snowball the game forward. You can't just rely on getting kills, you've got to get something after that. Well, Shy's got all the kills, his team's got all the objectives, and they are pushing this game forward the right way.
How do you feel about these mid builds? We have the Rod of Ages going against the Haunting Guides. Not as much health is going to come from that as you enter into the game, but still both of these champions, the main objective is to face each other and fight.
This makes a lot of sense really on both sides. That, Karthus wants to survive early aggression and just get to the late game. So by grabbing a Rod of Ages, you've got a lot of sustain there. You've got some extra health to survive duels, and it lets him go for that Death Cap and the Sorcerer's Shoes and the Void Staff and everything else to scale into late game. What Big Fat's going for, and he actually did it really well so far, is he wants to duel his opponent. He wants to try to shut down Rapid Star over and over. By getting early magic penetration, he makes sure that he's dealing full damage to his opponent. He'll get ability power and more durability later. He's trying to shut down specific frail opposition. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. We just saw at the same time that Mundo, gave the double kill to Jax, he actually got into a duel with Karthus and came out completely clean from it. So, right now it's on Big Fat LP to shut down Rapid Star, and CLG as a whole needs to find something to shut down Shy.
A lot of pings going down as Counter Logic Gaming moves through the North River here. Kind of just milling about. Big Fat with that blue buff, getting harassed out by Wound, trying to miasma down the minions and keep them out. Cloud Templar buying that 15-minute Oracle. We have not seen it come back on Hotshot yet. That money is still trying to be regrouped. He does have the Heart of Gold to get that money back as he's not getting killed. It will help him out a little bit. And the Blitzkrieg, like they try to sneak this one out. See this happen from teams lately.
Wow, and it's right after 15 minutes. This is dangerous, though. They've got a lot of damage, and it's been seeing CLG ping out Baron, but it's down below half health. They're getting low. This could be a hot shot smite steal. He does not have flash, though. He can't reach it to smite, I don't think, from outside the pit unless he runs around. Boy comes in from the side, who's going to jump in on a Cloud Templar.
They do not get Baron. It's going to go to Azubu, but they're very low in the fight. The focus is Maokai. He does not get his ultimate down, and they continue to go 1-for-1 here. Boy looks to fall, and Hotshot can't do anything from the outside.
Ends up making it a 2-for-1. Excellent job there. And just like last time, Doublelift alone to the bottom lane, trying to shut this one out to turn this one back around. The fortunate thing here for CLG is that, it's still early enough in the game that the Baron buff itself is not actually providing a lot of armor and a lot of ability power and attack damage. The actual buff itself scales over the course of the game, so the purple orbs aren't granting quite as much as before. The major advantage you're already seeing on the scoreboard up top. Mostly it's the golden experience, and that's going to, not grow any more over time. So this was like the one fortunate thing for CLG is they can trade a turret, which is a permanent advantage, and try to stabilize here in the mid game. I think they can defend turrets in a 5-on-5 if they want to.
Freak, I really like the MF Sona. Not so much powerful in lane for its poke, or it's powerful in lane for its poke, not so much its kill, but the ability to fly around the map. It's just huge. You can see him taking turret after turret.
And that's huge overall. And this is really what Azubu Frost wants to do, is just like when you pick up champion kills, when you pick up the Baron buff, you want to run around and try to find aggression on turrets. The extra mobility that they have because of Sona Misfortune really sets them up for turret kills out of nowhere, which is actually a very, very big deal for them. But at the same side, I really feel that though there is a 6,000 gold difference, CLG still does have turrets, and they have a very good anti-team fight composition. Olaf's very disruptive, Hotshot's very, very tanky on Mundo, and again, they still have Big Fat LP. With the counter initiation onto Cassiopeia, if they play defense, they should be able to hold the line.
11-5 here as we pass just about 15 minutes, and the biggest deficit in the game that we've seen so far, 6,000 gold this early in the game. Azubu Frost is up by quite a lead here, pushing down these turrets. They have lost their bottom turret, but that's not near that Baron buff. It just went down. It's going to be highly contested as it comes up again, seeing that Azubu Frost took it at 17 minutes. So if they go for that once again, the bottom lane is open to push after they have their way with it.
And so let's see what they end up going for here, because there's a lot of turrets really still available on the map that should theoretically be killable. You've got 2 outer turrets still out there on Azubu Frost side. You've got another outer turret just right here at the top lane on CLG's side. These are killable structures really either way, whether they send Void with a teleport to an undefended lane, or they just send Doublelift on a split push again to counteract a push from Azubu Frost. You might see these turrets go down. I still think Frost wants to push this advantage. They've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on Baron. They could go for one more turret here.
Looks like Shy putting more aggression onto Void. He cannot even duel that fight anymore without using his ultimate, and it's really not worth it to him, rather. His lane getting pushed right now, the blue buff being contested, however. Cloud Templar coming in from the right, just throwing a late sapling. And it looks like with the vision of those champions down bottom, Shy should be able to take out this top turret.
Yeah, with Void gone, he could have run teleport to try to defend that, but ultimately he still would not have liked that 1-1 matchup very much. You just hear chunk. That turret does go down. No one from CLG really even tried to defend that. That's just, again, more and more advantages here for Shy. He's left alone to farm that minion wave, and he's going to get beefier and beefier and beefier as time goes on. This is looking more and more like, Shy taking this game over in the next few minutes.
I love how Azubu Frost buys wards throughout everybody in the team. We just saw Wong. Wow, going under the turret. Void going down quite low. Shy doesn't even care about how many shots he's taking. We saw this happen before, and he could get himself a double kill again, but Rapid Star takes that with Requiem. Shy chased out of that one by Hotshot GG with his ultimate on.
Hotshot, just again, like the first time we saw him on Mundo, does not have any items behind him. He delayed his Heart of Gold in order to pick up an Oracles, and it backfired horribly. He'd be in much, much better shape if he didn't get burned for that aggressive play. And you just see he's behind items, trying to finish up maybe an Aegis, maybe a Ninja Tabby, and a Spirit Visage, but he's got no major items here. You would have thought that a 2-on-1 behind a turret would have been the chance for CLG to turn back onto Shy. There's a 4-level difference or a 5-level difference here against Mundo, and he's got no items to tank this out. It's looking better and better for Azubu Frost.
This is amazing for Shy. 4-1-3, at least 60 CS over, 60 minion kills over Void, and he also, if has not gone back to buy yet, has 2,400 gold in his pocket. Just finished the Triforce, still has 1,300 gold.
Yeah, right here you typically see Guardian Angel be the next major purchase there, so Chain Vest might be in store. He's actually instead going to go for more damage out, but picking up the recurve bow. That's going to be, it looks like Wit's End there, and that's going to be another very, very tanky man. He's not worried about any physical damage. I guess he's just worried about Cassiopeia and Lulu going for a little bit of magic still.
There we go. Boy and Hotshot kind of juggling together right now as they trade some golems back and forth. Seeing that bottom lane farm it out as the turrets are down. It's only farmed to that river area, and then the AD carries really don't feel safe to do it. 12-5 at 20 minutes. Huge 10,000 gold lead. Almost 11,000 actually separates these teams. 5-1 on the turrets, and that means so much map control for Azubu Frost.
The good thing here, though, for CLG is they're going to run out of things to do. They're down to one turret left. Baron is still dead for just a couple more minutes. And then, of course, then it comes back up, and yes, they can farm it again. But they're running out of easy objectives to take. So if CLG can stall this out, which really hails back to the old CLG from a year ago, if they can hold on to it, and they have the champions to do so, they can wait around for a little while and finally get themselves to a late game situation. I think Doublelift on Graves will have a better late game than Woong, and I think Bigfoot LP can, if he manages to stay safe in the team fight, which will be hard, but is doable, he'll be able to be just as big of a team fight threat as Rapid Star is on Karthus. So in that theoretical end game where everyone's got max items, CLG does have, I think, the champions that it takes to put up a very, very good fight, at least certainly better than the fight they've got right now in front of them. So to CLG's credit, what they need to try to go for is buying time and stopping the pushes, and thankfully for them, there's not much else for Frost to do without getting inside CLG's base, which makes those fights so much easier to win.
And Freak, they are looking to do just that. Very heavy initiation coming from Cloud Templar. With Shurelia's Aegis and Boots of Mobility to get himself in the fight and sustain until his team can close the gap that he made with Twisted Advance. Throwing down that ultimate Maelstrom, he is going to be able to mitigate a lot of damage. And with the AoE, the area of effect of his team we talked about before, they can really close down some of these fights. We do see Boy trying to get himself some help with that Giant Belt. Slowly piecing together items as well. Looks like he may finish Shurelia's for himself or Randuin's as well. He needs to put out some damage for his team though. Big Fat trying to help Hotshot as he gets pushed out of the fight by the AD carry Woong. Now MF is playing huge dividends for them with the speed of her and Sona around the map. Here they are again, free to dance out the Baron.
This is really smart for Azubu Frost. They know that they're in the driver's seat and that even with Baron putting out some pressure, that they've got the ability to take a 5-on-5 fight. This time, Hotshot's flashed up, but his smite is down for a few seconds. They've got to buy some time there. Doublelift not in a good place against Shy. The Baron does not get stolen. Nice try by Hotshot. Shy's going to pick up that kill as well. This could be a push to win the game here for Frost.
They do get a flash out of Chowster. He is getting chased, and he was pretty good at kiting last time. He's going to throw everything up, and he's really biding time here. They want to stall Azubu Frost from even hitting the front step, but it's going to be big for them. They have so much wave clearing here just with Karthus. They're going to be able to go right onto this turret, and if need be, Cloud Templar is going to face tank. This inhibitor turret is going to mean big things for them. Super minions come after the inhibitor. They're going to have that open the entire time. So even if they don't get it here, they're more than prepped for the late game.
They're going to like this one overall. You know, if you don't care about minions, you can backdoor turrets. Cassiopeia is not going to do much to stop that push. Normally you pick her because she'll clear minion waves, and then sometimes players are afraid to backdoor. But if you know it's a 5-on-2, you won't care about the turret very much, and Frost will continue to push in.
There's that Twisted Advance. Can they close the gap? Looking for the Crescendo to come out. They don't have the room, the area of effect, but it does huge damage so far. Still focusing Shy in the middle of 4 people. Goes down from the turret, but Chowster gets the pickup. Mad-like forced back, but he grabs one as well. 2-1 on the exchange. This was bad for CLG.
But they did kill that major carry with Shy being down. Doublelift might have what he needs to keep pushing on through. The rest of the cooldowns are all gone for Azubu Frost. CLG will keep their base alive, but these were actually the right lanes to push here for Frost. So take stock of what CLG has. They've got 2 dead inhibitors with Baron off the map, and they're going to have to sit in their base and farm, and get some gold back. This is, almost a good situation for them because they will keep having the influx of minions, and they will keep scaling up. They'll finish that Phantom Dancer on from Doublelift, and he'll have a better chance of fighting this game out. However, for Azubu Frost, that top lane, there is no way CLG will look to defend that second turret. They just simply have too much on their hands with the middle and bottom lane super minions coming in that, Azubu Frost, even though they can't push on for Baron because they've already got it, even though they can't really push on for Dragon either, what they can do is get a couple of free turrets on the outside. And then if they want to go for the base winning push. Now they either say, you know what, screw it, we're more tanky than you, and dive, or they will let those bottom lane and mid lane minions push up. They'll wait for CLG to defend it, and then dive on the turret, just like they got that middle inhibitor a few minutes ago. Now, so Azubu Frost, they have a lot of cards to play, and if they play a measured, confident game, I think they can take this one. But if they don't, if they screw up that one fight, CLG's in great shape.
Oh, boy could not. Oh, he does get the teleport out. Throws on Ragnarok, so he cannot be crowd controlled. Very nice there. Gets himself out, but the teleport is down. And Freak to make mention of how much Azubu Frost is choking CLG right now for experience and for gold. There is one core item, now a second core item finished to an average of 2 on the side of Azubu Frost for every champion. The Bloodthirster and the Shurelias are the only standing core items on Counter Logic North America right now.
And they need to make this fight happen right here. They're going on for that top turret, and here comes the dive.
The twisted advance. Boy's Ragnarok is down. They catch him up in the fight. It's going to be both times. Dropping down Mundo. Hotshot will not be able to help his team as that tank wreaking havoc running around. They lost one of the tanky people. They lost Big Fat LP for the reinitiate on the fight from Cassiopeia. And it's going to be turret takedowns on the Nexus now for Azubu Frost. They look to go 3-0 here on the first day of the championship game. A very nice wild growth keeps them off, but the Nexus is the only thing standing in their way after this one turret. They're going to have that open, forcing CLG back to their fountain. Azubu Frost goes 3-0 in the group stage, taking out CLG in their game.
Congratulations there to Azubu Frost. They are our first quarter finalists. They are maybe watching, especially fifth quarter finalists. 4 of them did automatically qualify for winning their region. So Frost putting all down to the side, saying, yep, we are amazing. Welcome us into the next round. Thank you very much. Now CLG, they are 1-2 in the group. Their hopes lie with SK Gaming. They are going to be watching and cheering as hard as they possibly can for SK because they hold their hope alive. With Invictus being 1-1 and SK being 0-2, if SK wins this next match, we've got a 3-way tie for second place. That is going to be so very massive.
So, Freak, you just said it a little bit. There's a few situations that happen, but let's